Hi, everybody. It's me, Cassie Olberg. If you saw me pop on briefly for 5 seconds, then I forgot to hit mute. So it was giving a horrible screech, and I decided it was better to just start again. So I'm here in Salem Grove, Pennsylvania, where we had just a few beautiful snowflakes fall. I had lots of husbands stop in and pick up Christmas presents today. So I'm wearing my Cassie Elf hat. And we are going to go ahead and get started because I have some fun stuff to show you and some tips to teach along the way. So let's head on over to my desktop. Now, you'd think this was my first rodeo today. I think I'm just too excited about Christmas. Okay, so we are going to build on Fast2Fab pages, but last week we showed the entire adventure collection, and we talked about what do you do whenever you want to build on Fast2Fab, but the collection doesn't have Fast2Fab pages. And it's super simple. You just find a collection that goes. So last week we flipped through the entire school times collection, or back to school collection. So we won't flip through the whole thing again this time. You can go back and watch last week's YouTube fairly simply if you'd like to. But what we will do is talk about that scenario where you built last week on this page and you loved the layout for that, and the everything worked for what you wanted to do. But now you need to go back and do this page with the pictures that came right before it, and you don't love what's there. You don't need school paper, and it's just not quite working for you. So let's talk about what to do in that scenario. And it's really pretty simple. All you're going to do is find a sketch that you like, and you're going to cover the page, okay? So right here, I want to cover this up. And when you're deciding what you want to cover up, you need to measure it. It's going to kind of dictate how you measure things, right? So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to measure, and I'm going to see that 2 1/4 inches will cover this up. So that's how I'm going to decide how thick these are. Instead of doing the amount that they said, what did they say? I don't see a measurement for that one. But instead of doing what they say, we're going to do 2 1/4 on either side. So that's fairly simple. And I like to work by the collection. That works the best for me, and I get the most done that way. So I am going to use the things right out of this folder. Everything goes in one spot, and it makes it nice and easy. Hi, Gail. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so we're going to measure over 2 1/4 inches. And I'm going to need 2 of these because it's going to go down both sides of the paper. Now, my tape runner seems to have migrated away from me. I'm just having one of those days. I am going to grab it quick. I only have like 10 of these open throughout the cabin. You'd think one could stay over here where my setup is, right? But no. Okay, so now these are going to go off to the side like this. And they're 2 1/4 each, so that makes 4 1/2. So now I want to cover up this middle section because I just don't love it for what I want to do. So 4 1/2, 12 minus 4 1/2 is 7 1/2. So I'm going to make this middle section just 7 1/2, or if you're not a cutter who cuts everything perfectly and you don't want to leave any space in between, then always make it go just a little bit past the actual measurement, and that way you won't have any gaps in between. So we're going to put this down the center, and working right on a mat is a great way to make sure that you get things lined up exactly how you want. So see how the 12 inches are across the top. So now I can take this and I can pin it down, and I know I need to come 2 1/4 inches from either side, not 2 1/2, 2 1/4, and center that. So it's a fast way to center whenever you work right on your mat. And now I'm going to put this, and you're going to see why we're going to use the food in just a second. This is a very food-related page, and it's going to be super fun. So now we have the basic base of the page, but I covered up the entire Fast2Fab page, and I did it quickly, and I didn't overlap too much paper, so I had paper conservation, and it works out really nice. So now I need my photos. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do these ones down the center. Now remember, you don't have to do things exactly the way that the layout shows. So that shows 3 by 3, but I have these 3 photos I'd like to put down the center. I'm going to use 4 by 4 instead. So we're going to just bring this over, and I'm going to switch to my photo blade. And if you haven't watched my videos before, then you might not know that once this blade gets a little dull on me, I go ahead and I switch over to a new blade, and then I take the old blade and I make it my photo blade. That way I don't have to worry about it dulling quite so much. So we're going to take these and make them 4 by 4. By trimming a little bit off the tops and the bottoms of these and a little bit off the sides on the other ones. So now I have my pictures that are going to go down the center. I'm going to put me on this side next to my daughter. I'm going to put my daughter on this side next to me, and they're going to go approximately in the center. But let's lay down all the pieces so we make sure we have them exactly how we want them before we go. So this next picture, we're going to keep it 4 by 6. I'm going to have these go up a little bit higher. So this one's going to come in here like that one. And then this one, we are going, there's my measurements. I do prep a little bit ahead of time here. So we're going to cut this down to a 3 by 6. Okay. And then that's going to go up there. And now we're going to mat them. So I'm going to switch back to my blade that does not have a P on it. And you have to remember that P means photo and not paper. So you label the way it works for you. But that's what works for me. So now I want to mat these 2 pictures. Now last week we used this beautiful piece of solar yellow paper with the ticket thing. So it left the little triangles there. So we're going to trim those off so they're out of our way. And now we are going to cut this down. We need 6.5 inches across here. And now this one is going to be 4.5. And then to mat the picture up at the top, we only need it to be 3.5. Okay, so there's our mats. And see how I'm just laying it out to make sure I'm happy with it before I go ahead and commit. These are going to go up a little. And now I'm going to pull in my my mat, because this collection comes with all of these beautiful mats, and I love to use those. And I always just double check that I picked the right size. So yeah, this is 6.5. So we're going to cut it at 3.25. It's always good to double check before you cut, right? And then I want this one to be trimmed down to we cut this one at 3.5. So I want this one to be trimmed down to 3.5. So it's currently 4. So we're going to cut a little less than 1/2 inch off the bottom. And a little bit off the top. Oh, look at that. That's so cute. And so that's going to go on there, and that is going to go there. Look how quickly a page can come together whenever you allow yourself to just have fun with it and use a collection and build. And I love these sketchbooks. If you don't already participate in Creative Memories virtual crops every month, then you're really missing out, because they put a lot of effort into putting beautiful sketches together for us. And I go in and I build those sketches right onto my Fast2Fab pages, and I do exactly like what I just showed you. I go ahead and I build onto the Fast2Fab page, and then if I don't like the next page, it's really not a big deal. I just go ahead and I build with my paper right on it, and it really works out well, because I'm saving paper, because sometimes I'm starting with what's already there. But at other times, I go ahead and change it up. And a lot of times people ask me, Cassie, how do you do that? Because, I don't always like what's there. And this is how I do that, guys. This is how I do that. Okay, so now we've built that. Now the next thing I want to do is just add a cute little camera somewhere. So I'm going to come ahead. And this is the new Camera Love Punch. I think they made that just for me. Of course, I think they make everything just for me. I love that cute one that we had out a while back that had the star with it. But oh my goodness, check this out. So stinking cute. And you know what? I don't love that in yellow. So as you're playing, you can change your mind. Now, the reason that I'm doing this without the whole border system is that if I had bothered to bring a stack of scraps over here with me, which is what I would do if I were scrapbooking not on camera, then I would just grab a little scrap of black and I would use that up. So that's why I'm doing it without the thing, because I just want this one cute little camera. And I'm snipping it apart. And there's so much you can do with your punches, especially whenever you go ahead and you just, that can go there, that can go there. Whenever you cut them apart and you do different things with them. Did anybody see where I put the tape this time? Come on, Cassie. Okay, so now we're just going to take this cute little heart. Love this. I'm going to put it right down and decorate my mat with it. I'm going to take this little camera. It's going to go up here. You know what? It's going to go here. You just play around with it and you put it where you want it to go. And now I'm going to grab this little yellow heart that I punched out whenever I did the camera that I didn't love. And now I'm going to add that there. So super fun. And then, I'm going to save this to go over on this page that we're going to do next week, because it's going to use all this so much food pictures. So we're going to make a matching page to go over there. And I feel like there is enough going on this page. I don't need to add any more stickers or embellishments to it. I really like it just the way it is. So anyway, that's how you can do a really quick page using a sketch, and how you can fix it if you've already built on one side of the Fast2Fab and now you don't love the next page for what you need to do. Just change it. It's scrapbooking. Okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for joining me. Look at that, New Zealand, UK. Do I have any US people with me? Okay, have a wonderful night. Thanks so much.